Guys, what is up? Pilot Manny here with the RC Plane Addict. I want to welcome you to my channel, a place where I get to share my passion and addiction for finding these beautiful RC planes. So I'm at the field today. It's pretty quiet out here. There was one guy out here with me, and then he went home, forgot his remote. It happens to the best of us. But there is definitely wind out here, and you are gonna love what I have for you today. So today I have my Avanti out. There she is, sitting pretty, ready to fly. I already have one flight on her already today, so that's good news. Everything went well. The wind is kind of blowing a little bit out of a crosswind. If you can see the flags behind me, they're not exactly right down the runway, but it's not too terrible. And this plane really penetrates well. But it's not about the plane today. It's about the batteries. Let me show you what I got. So if you guys have been watching my videos, you know that I've been flying the Avanti with these Superiors. Before I was using the Turnigy Heavy Duties. Please stay away from them, guys. Just stay away from them. This is only one season in, but so far they've been serving me pretty well. And these are 60C discharge, 88.80 watt hours, and it is a 6L. It is a small battery, and I get about 3.5 minutes to 4 minutes on my timer flight time with this battery. But today I got these beautiful 6,000 milliamp hour 6L 120C discharge. Maybe it could be just a burst. And yeah, this thing is a beast. I mean, look at the size on this. So I'm going to be doing a comparison between these guys today, just so you can kind of understand which battery is going to work best for you. Just so you know, the larger 6,000 milliamp hour battery, this guy, was given to me by RC Lipo Battery to review and test out. So I'm gonna give you my honest feedback and opinion on this. Don't think that I'm favoring them. I did not pay for the batteries. They were given to me as a gift. But I still am gonna give you my true and honest feedback, even though, like I said, they were given to me as a gift for the review purpose and to be promoted on social. So, certain things to obviously consider. Price point, the 4,000s are going to be much cheaper. The 6,000s are definitely going to run you a little bit more money. They are sold as a set, pair on Amazon. I'll provide the link below. There is a considerable difference in weight and size of these guys. I'll put all those specs in the video. And you can also see that the connections are different. So this guy is running an EC5 and this guy is running an XT60. Now when charging them, it's not that big of a deal because, believe it or not, the XT60 male will fit the EC5. However, if you have an EC5 male in your plane, it will not fit the female XT60. So you'll need an adapter for your plane if you are going to run these, which I have. And I got them, I think, a set of 3 on Amazon. So, I mean, they were inexpensive and they work perfectly fine. That's just something else to consider with them. The next thing you want to consider is the placement in your plane. Let me show you where they sit inside of my jet. So here's the inside of the Avanti. You can see this dark line here, very forward of the battery tray. That's where my 4,000 sits. That's the edge of the front of the battery. So if I have my battery sitting inside, it's going to sit with the connection terminals facing forward, and it's basically sits in the plane just like this, right? The 6,000 holds a lot more weight, so it's gonna have to come a little further back, otherwise she'll be nose heavy. And I drew this line here just forward of that first hole. Some guys like to fly to the line here, but I find it a little nose heavy, and I've already flown it with the 6,000, so it's just forward of that line. So she sits basically right there. So if you're looking at this hole here, she's basically sitting over this front line of the hole, just like so, facing forward, and she balances perfectly there. I had to do slight adjustment on the elevator because she did want to kind of fall down, but probably because of the weight. But I definitely did some inverted flight testing to see if she was tail heavy, and she flew perfectly. The timer was set when I flew this initially to 4 minutes. I had about 50% battery left, so I bumped up my timer to 5 minutes, which is a considerable difference from the 4,000, which is set at 3.5 minutes. And if I'm flying it like I normally do, the battery comes down with just shy of 20%. All right, enough talking. Let's get this bad boy flying. I'm going to show you flights with the RC LiPo 6,000 milliamp hour battery that's claiming 120C discharge. And I'm going to show you flights of the 4,000 Liperior with the 60C discharge. Both of them are 6 cells, slightly different connectors. I'll show you how I do that. Let's get these things up in the air. Just checking this battery, making sure she's good, 98%. Yep, all the cells look pretty balanced. Oh, my radio doesn't like sitting there. Let's change the model, get into the Avanti. This is the second battery. I have not cycled this battery yet. I did cycle the first battery once, so I'm trying to cycle them, I guess, at the same time. Keep them balanced, so I know which one. So they both have the same amount of cycles, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. Alright, so like I said before, I'm going to slide this battery in. So she is just forward of that line. Right about there. That's where we like it. I'll pick the plane up in a moment and show you the balance once I've initialized it and all the wires are set. Love these straps. They give such a positive, thing's not moving anywhere. It's great. All right, and she goes. No adapters needed.
High rate, throttle cut.
Right, she's initialized. Let's see here. So I put these little black dots here to show my balance points. Get underneath it. I'm gonna lift this thing up. I'm sorry if you're having a hard time seeing this, guys. Put my fingers there and you can see she's like balanced right on the money. Okay, I'm facing it into the wind too, just so the wind doesn't push it out on me. But yeah, that looks really, really good. All right. All right, I got 5 minutes on the timer. Doing a quick surface check.
Low rates.
That's left, that's right, that's up, that's down, that's left, that's right.
Takeoff flaps.
Flaps down,
Landing flaps.
flaps down,
Flaps up.
flaps up, looks good. System check is good.
Normal mode. Safe mode. AS3X mode.
All right, so the wind is, yeah, it looks pretty steady, but it kind of comes in and out in gusts. So I'm gonna be going from right to left. Now I am flying on a grass field. The grass is cut pretty short. I want to say it's like 1.5 inches. It's definitely under 2 inches. It's thin. It is the summer, so there is not like very thick growth in here. Just some things to consider. And yeah, it's pretty hot. It's got to be like 96% humidity and I don't know, maybe 83, 85 degrees. These are kind of factors you want to think about when using these heavier packs, because you're going to want to get off the ground as soon as you can. I want to let you know that the Avanti has a ton of power. This thing has no problem getting off the ground. I've already tried one pack. I'm going to try this pack. You know what? And before I take off, I do want to run high speed or full throttle on this just before, because it is the new pack. I haven't cycled this battery yet. I just want to make sure that we don't run into any problems with power.
Throttle cut.
All right, full throttle check.
Throttle cut.
She sounds good. All right. Again, just quick battery checks, making sure that I'm not going to end up with any problems.
Throttle cut.
Feels good, feels good. All right.
Takeoff flaps.
Takeoff flaps are down, going up.
Flaps up. Steer up.
Yeah, this plane has no problem getting off the ground. Plenty of power. 5-minute timer. And I'm just gonna fly this plane like I normally do.
High rate, high rate.
I switched over into high rates on my ailerons and my elevator, just to give me a little more authority. She is really peppy on high rates, let me tell you.
Time remaining 4 minutes.
Going up with it, plenty of power in the vertical. Come back down, no throttle pass. Right now I'm into about half throttle, just cruising speed.
Low rate.
Switching back into low rates on my ailerons. You see the wind's rocking, excuse me, the wings rocking in the wind a little bit. I am flying in AS3X mode. I'm using that sport receiver from Spectrum with forward programming. Sorry if I'm flying far away, guys. I gotta be honest, this plane gets away very fast. Going up into the vertical on the power. Hammerheading it. Coming back down
Time remaining.
into the power, high speed. Going back up. No power, just gliding down to the ground. I gotta be honest, this plane had some weight before to penetrate with the wind, and it is definitely penetrating now. I honestly don't feel anything in the sky. Like I say, like I see a little wing rock, but that's about it. It's nothing. It's nothing. She is just doing such a great job. I'm just cruising around the field, about 40% throttle. Going into the vertical, excuse me, inverted. Back around. I gotta be honest, I'm not used to flying this plane for so long. It's almost like a little hair raising. I have to get used to it.
Time remaining 2.
I mean, time remaining 2 minutes. That's crazy to me. Yeah, that's one of the great benefits of having that bigger battery in there. You know, just more time to do stuff. Let's get crazy with it, shall we? You take it up, snap it, and back down she comes. Just so much power. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go back to 4000s. I'll be honest with you. I may have to I may have to get another set of these guys and save the 4000s for my my prop driven planes. The Husky loves the 4000s. I get 7.5 minutes, almost 8 minutes, maybe even more. I have my timer set to 7.5 minutes for the Husky, and I think I just flew it, and what did I have? 50% left on that battery. Insanity. All right, there's my minute timer. So I'm gonna bring her around for a gear check, and then we'll get into the pattern.
Landing flaps.
I'm gonna slow her way down.
Gear down.
The gear is coming down. The gear looks good.
Takeoff flaps. Flaps up.
Into the power. And she's definitely flying heavier. I can sort of feel it. Of course, the wind picks back up for the landing, right? All right.
Takeoff flaps. Landing flaps.
Into the glide slope. Woo! Not the prettiest of landings, but safe nonetheless. All right, so looking at my timer, it was counting down. I had 4 seconds left on a 5-minute timer, so I almost flew it to the full time of the timer. I think that's going to be a fair test for the battery to look at the voltage and the capacity left. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Now that was the first cycle of this battery. I have not flown this battery yet. I flew number 1. This is number 2. So number 1 performed just the same way, and I didn't show you that flight because, well, honestly, I needed to make sure that it was placed right to start with, and that I wanted to make sure they performed. I would hate this to be a terrible video, but yeah, this is warm to the touch. I wouldn't say it's hot though. It's got some heat to it, but yeah, it's just warm. All right, let me take a look at the voltage and capacity. Again, this was a 5-minute time on it, and you saw me do a couple high speed verticals, you know, just flying it the way I normally do. 14% left on that battery. 3.7, 3.7, 3.7, 3.7, 3.7, 3.7. So that is pretty good. Okay, that was 3.7 all around. Whoop, don't put it in the water, that would be a bad idea. And yeah, that was pretty good. Okay, so I did fly that a little bit harder than I wanted to. I don't know if I would keep my timer at 5. I think I may keep it at 5 and just try one more battery on it to see if, you know, maybe I was just ringing it out a little bit too much. I don't know, whatever. All right, let's get into the 4000. I'm gonna have to change my timer now again to 3.5 minutes so I don't run out of battery. All right, all set. Let's get this thing flying. All right, guys, I got the 4000 Superior 60C discharge 6L. Just checking the battery. This battery was a little weird. That says 99, 4.2, 4.2, 4.2, 4.2, 4.2, and 4.2. It's really weird because it took a considerable time to charge, and to be honest with you, it's one of the cells said 3.8 on the charger, and I don't know why, but that just checked it and it seems to be okay. So we're gonna fly it, fingers crossed. Like I said before, I had to put an adapter. As you can see here, this is an EC5 to an XT90, and I'm gonna put my battery in the forward position here, so right to the edge of the tray, just like that. And that's basically where that 4000 sits. That's where I've been flying this plane since I've been flying it with these 4000s, and she flies great in that position. All right, let's turn on the transmitter, get this thing going. Just to double check, I put my timer at 3.5 minutes. All right, 3.5 minutes on the timer. Everything looks good. Let's fire her up. That doesn't seem to want to go in pretty well. There we go. All right, everything was good. Hatch is not in. There we go. Oh, it looks better. That is left. That's right. That's up. That's down. Left. That's right.
Takeoff flaps.
Takeoff flaps.
Landing flaps.
Landing flaps.
Flaps up.
Flaps up. I'm just gonna give it a burst of power just to make sure she stays good. Oh yeah, plenty of juice. Plenty, plenty, plenty. All right, taxiing out. So this is the 4000, and it is considerably lighter, I have to remark. Let me fix my head cam. So the amount of time it takes me to get off the ground should be pretty quick.
Takeoff flaps. Low rates.
All right, here we go. Going up. Oh yeah.
Gear up. Landing flaps. Flaps up. Time remaining 3 minutes.
I already noticed that it's definitely floatier in the air. It doesn't take much to fly this plane. It feels, well, it feels lighter. I don't know how else to say it. It feels lighter. I feel like I can fly it with less power too. Like right now I'm just under half, so maybe like 45%. But I could definitely feel it like just lighter. And I gotta be honest with you, like again, I've been flying this plane with this battery for I don't even know how many flights. This size battery, I should say. Going up. So the feeling and the handling of it is just, I guess it's more familiar to me. But yeah, she definitely feels more responsive.
High rate. Time remaining 2 minutes. High rate.
And like I said, it's a matter of preference really, but I wish I had the time that the 6000 gave me. But the feeling of the lightness and like the agility wise of the 4000, I mean, I felt her lift off the ground faster. It feels just lighter in the air. It's still penetrating the wind really, really well. It's still doing what I want it to do. But yeah, there's just that level of difference. Inverted flies great. Let's get the slow flight.
Takeoff flaps. Landing flaps.
Slows right down.
Flaps up.
Picks right up. Yeah, they need to they need to make those 6000s much lighter. All right, so there's my 3.5 minute timer. Unfortunately, we're coming in. I'm gonna do a gear check.
Gear down.
Gear looks good. Going back around. Now those landings on the landing, excuse me, that I did on the 6000 was definitely bumpy. I wonder if that's because it had the weight, kind of dragged it down. Let's see if I get a better landing with this 4000.
Landing flaps.
All right, here we go. Into the approach, just glide sloping it. Giving it a little throttle just to get into the field. All right. I mean, less bounce? Yeah. I don't know, maybe it was me.
Flaps up. Throttle cut.
Okay, so just so you know, I had 21 seconds left on my 3.5 minute timer. So I was flying it for approximately 3 minutes and 10 seconds. 3 minutes and 9 seconds if you want to be a stickler about it. And let's see where my battery's at. Such a fun flying model, let me just tell you. All right, here's the checker. 50% left. Wow, I guess I wasn't flying it that hard. 3.8, 3.8, 3.8, 3.8, 3.8, all across the board, 51%. So clearly I was not flying it that hard. I could have flown it, I guess, a few seconds, maybe even one more go around if I needed it. I think I did only one high-speed pass into the vertical, and that was about it. And then I was, like I said, just cruising around at like 40% throttle the entire time. So good, good battery management. All right, so here's my final takeaway from this whole experience. The 6000s, great batteries. Those particular batteries seem to be doing just fine. Again, it was only like the first cycle, so we'll see how they last up over the year. We'll have to revisit, but comparing them to 4000, you can see the obvious differences: the price, the weight. And I know you weren't able to experience it, but for me, there was a different experience in the way this model flew. Especially because it had more momentum, it had more weight, it wasn't as lively, it wasn't as peppy, but there was more time. There was more to enjoy, I guess, in flight from this plane because I had the time for it. I mean, 3.5 minutes is not a lot of time, guys. I gotta be honest with you. And I wasn't pushing this model. I probably could have pushed it a lot harder, but again, it still maybe will get you 4 minutes of, you know, pretty good flying, and that's like, you know, you got to come around for a gear pass and then you got to go back around. So honestly, you're only really flying for like 3 minutes, and that's just a blink of an eye. Maybe for some that's okay. For me, I think my comfort zone is closer to about 5 to 10 minutes. I love flying for that much, and then at that point I kind of just I get a little fatigued because it does take a certain amount of concentration to fly these models, and you know, you have to have a nerve that doesn't get you into the shakes. So, you know, at that point, I definitely feel myself kind of getting tired, I suppose. So yeah, that's my comfort level, and I'm happy. I'm happy with the 6000s. I'm happy that I have a bigger battery now to kind of fly. The other club members fly with 6000s, so I'll be able to fly with them and stay with them in the air. So I'm totally happy, and I want to thank rclipo.com for sending me those batteries. I really appreciate it. I'm going to have more videos with this plane and maybe with the Sirius flying with the 6000s to see how it performs. But yeah, your takeaway is your takeaway. You do you. If you like flying in 4000s, go for it. There's definitely a different flight experience that I can't put on camera. That you just have to experience when flying. But if you have the money, you like the flight time, you don't mind the extra weight, and you can control your model with precision, then go for the 6000s. I mean, that's what it's all about, man. Just having fun, enjoying this hobby, and being out here, you know, as long as you can with it. And yeah, let me know what you think. Hit me up with the comments, ask me some questions, give me your feedback. I tried to put as much information as I could in this to make a accurate comparison and not just like how I feel, because I know some of you in my previous comparisons weren't too happy with the lack of data. But yeah, make sure you share with your friends, subscribe so I can keep doing these fun things and people can notice me and send me some more stuff for you to review, or excuse me, for me to review for you. And give me a thumbs up, help that, I guess, algorithm in YouTube boost my performance so I can keep this channel going once again. Guys, I really appreciate it. Have a great one. Peace.